2, 1. No, just kidding. I stopped talking. Okay, so welcome back. This is part 2 of the fourth real assignment. We're going to look at the situations where you can't just add them together. You can't just subtract them. You have to do some sort of manipulation first. Okay. So, bam, bam, copy. Go over to paint. All right. So, in this situation, what happens if I add them? 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay, that doesn't cancel. 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, that doesn't cancel. What about subtracting? 1 minus 5. Well, it's not going to cancel. It's going to give me some other number besides 0. 5 minus 2 also doesn't cancel. What we can do is manipulate the situation. I am going to tell you the way that always works. And then you can, these are little puzzles. You can always do a more efficient way. So in this way, first I'm going to show you the way that will always work, and then I'll show you a way to think about it to do if you want to be more efficient. So what we can do is I can multiply the top. So basically, I'm going to focus on the y's here. And I'm going to say, well, I see a 2 there and I see a 5 there. I'm going to put a 2 up here, and I'm going to put a 5 down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 2 times each of these up top. And I'm going to take, so let's do that. That's 2x, right? Because that's 2 times 1. Then 2 times 5 is 10. And then 2 times 11 is 22. And then on the bottom, I'm going to take 5 times each of these. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10. And 5 times negative 14 is negative 70? Let's just double check. Negative 70. Okay. Here's the thing. Those are legal moves. This is a new situation. Oh, check it out. If I add those, no, they don't cancel. If I subtract them, no, they don't cancel. If I add those, no, they don't cancel. If I subtract them, they cancel. So now we can do subtraction. I don't actually need to finish this question. There's nothing new to do here. I'm going to. So 2 minus 25 is negative 23. 23, good age. I liked my when I was 23. 10y minus 10y, gone. 22 minus negative 70. That's the same as plus, right? So this is 92. Divide both sides. 92 divided by negative 23 is 4. Nope, is negative 4. Okay, so, and then I can plug this negative 4. Technically, you can plug it back into any one of these 4 equations. A good rule of thumb is to always go back to one of the 2 original ones, but it doesn't actually matter so long as you haven't made any mistakes. But that's why we say go back to the originals, because if you did make mistakes, then this is a better course of action. So I'm going to take negative 4 and plug it in. Looks like the first one might be a little bit easier for me. So negative 4 plus 5y equals 11. And if you're like, why did you think the first one's going to be easier? Well, look, that's just a plain x. That's a 5x. Which would I rather do? 5 times negative 4 or just a plain negative 4? That's the only reason why I said it was going to be easier. So then let's see, negative 4 plus 5y, so I'll add the 4 to both sides. If solving is still not your jam, anybody can learn it. You might just need some personal time with me. We can do a breakout room, you know, whatever's going to work for you. The problem is, if you can't solve, you probably aren't watching the video at this point. That's the sad reality of it. People who need the most help often look for the least of it. So I got negative 4 and I got 3. cool. Thanks, Savas. All right. Let me, oh, I was supposed to talk about efficiency. So there's a slightly more efficient way to do this problem. So if you remember the numbers that I picked, I looked at the y's and I used the opposites, and then I figured out if I was going to add or subtract. Another way to do it is to set it up so that you can just add at the outset. So this is a more advanced technique. What I do is I look and I see, okay, I see 1x and I see 5x. So I could just multiply the top by -5. And if I do that, then I'll get -5x minus 25y is equal to -55. And so here, I don't even have to do anything to the second equation. I can just add them, and it's going to get me y instead of getting me x, but it's a little bit quicker. So yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about with this one. Nope, gotta do this first. Okay. All right. So again, some people, what they prefer to do is just, they'll always look at the x's and they'll go, okay, 3 and 8, so 3 down here, 8 up here, and they'll multiply and they'll multiply. Totally valid. Such a great way to do the problem. This will always work. It'll always get you there. What I prefer to do is look at my pairs and I go, okay, 3 and 8. I know 3 doesn't go into 8. Okay, 2 and 4, but 2 goes into 4. If I do 2 times 2, I get 4. And I see it's already negative. So if I just multiply the top by a 2, 6x minus 4y is equal to 14. Now I can just add these. So that for me, this is, I much prefer to do a little bit of problem solving at the beginning and find what's the best number for me to pick. But you never have to do that. And this is where, lots of people think differently. There are tons and tons of ways to do these. There's no one correct number to use, which is interesting. A lot of times there's only one way to do a problem. So I'm looking and seeing, do I have any that, no, okay. We might have to look at that in a future lesson. So that really should cover it. Beyond that, it is just being careful with your signs, being careful with your numbers. If you're not writing these out, I wouldn't expect you to do very well, in all honesty. So this is where, if you don't want to use paper, use your touch screen, use some kind of, I don't know what kind of drawing tools we have available to us, but, you see how much writing I'm doing for these. If I'm doing more writing than you, you're probably doing it wrong. I do this for a living. I have a degree in this. So I just realized the people that I'm talking to, if you've stuck around this long, of course you're writing everything down. I don't need to lecture you. If you have made it this far, please send me an email. You know my email address. Send me an email and say, hey, I watched the whole thing and you owe me. I owe you extra credit if you watch this far. But don't tell anybody. Because if everybody emails me, then I'll know that you told. And then no one gets it. But what if everyone watches it? They won't. Okay? I know they won't. Have a great day.